Hi, welcome back to Easy Moto Tim and our California Adventure Vlog. It's been several days since I updated you on our California adventure. We have been traveling and visiting with friends. We left Silver City early in the morning. It was quite cool, and we actually stopped and put our jacket liners on to keep warm. We rode down to Lordsburg, where we filled up with gas, and then headed up US 70 toward Phoenix and Scottsdale. When we got to Duncan, Arizona, we pulled over and had breakfast at the ranch house. We had seen several villages that had been abandoned. There were mobile homes and travel trailers that were broken, and old regular structures that were torn down. And Duncan seemed to be in really good shape. So I asked our waitress where people worked, and she said people are either ranchers or farmers or miners. The big copper mine in Morenci, Arizona, is not too far away, and that's where the miners go to work. By lunchtime it was pretty hot, and we stopped and had our picnic lunch at a rest area. We soaked our wet vests and put them on. By the time we got on to Scottsdale, it was 104 degrees, but the wet vests were doing their job, keeping us relatively cool. We did stop once along the way and refresh them with some additional water. We got to our friend's home in Scottsdale late afternoon and tucked our bikes into their garage. That evening, they took us to dinner at the country club. We ate outside, and they had the misters going, and I tell you, it was really pleasant. Even though it was over 100 degrees outside, the misters cooled things off, and we had just a delightful time with eating dinner and visiting. We turned in for the evening rather early on day 7. On day 8, we had breakfast with our friends and then went to church with them. Afterwards, we had lunch together. Then we packed up our things and rode over to Sun City West and checked into a hotel. We spent a few hours with my 4th cousin Marilyn and her husband, and just catching up on family goings-on, what our kids are doing and what other family members are doing. Typical afternoon with family. We had some dinner on our way home back to the hotel, went to bed early and got ready for an early departure the next day. On day 9, we rode to our destination in Temecula, California. We got up early and got on the road by 6:15. We expected some high temperatures crossing the desert, but it turned out that the temperatures were in the 80s and not too bad. We stopped for gas at milepost 1, the last exit in Arizona, expecting gas prices to be less than when we got into California. We had coffee there, then got back on the bikes and proceeded west until we hit high winds and the big windmill farm near Palm Springs. We had lunch at a rest area and then went on down the pass, and once we got down into California, the temperatures were delightful. So we had our wet vests all soaked, but we didn't have to put them on at all. We arrived in good time to the resort where the Motor Maids convention is being held and greeted several friends. Beth registered for the conference, so we went to their welcome reception and then turned in early for the evening.